Namaste and welcome in the series of cybersecurity. This side is Meena. Today guys, I will discuss with you a very important interesting topic, that's ethical hacking. Why it's so helpful for the professionals in the networking field, IT field, or even in the IT security field. This is also useful for the newcomers, or we can say who wants to start their career in the field of cybersecurity, or as a pen tester or ethical hackers, they want to start their career. Okay, so this will be really very useful session for those guys. Will give you a broad view of why it's important to understand the ethical hacking and how it can enhance a lot of things in your existing knowledge. Okay, so let's start the session. And as we know, nowadays traffic on internet is just too much of the traffic on internets are passing through, and this is really a very interesting picture I'm just presenting to you. Even just in a minute, in 60 seconds, huge data is passing through the internet. Okay, so 243,000 photos uploaded in a minute only on Facebook. Okay, and 70,000 hours of video watched only on Facebook, and on YouTube in a minute 700,000 hours of videos watched. Okay, this is also not the end of the data, and lot of different medias, social media especially, or in social websites, we can say there are number of data, huge data is just passing through. Okay, what's the logic of sharing that information with you? Because we can see in the existing time frame, in the era where we are right now, each and everything is going to be digitalized and already digitalized, and huge number of devices are emerging in the existing networks. Okay, so lot of traffic in different formats, either in the videos, audios, photos, text, messaging. Lot of information is passing through the internet. Okay, if we just think for a moment about the 20 years back, how was the network and what was the devices over there? Those were really very simple networks. Not much of the devices were smart, who was able to access the internet. So only few of the computers were available in the offices or universities, schools. Okay, not much of the people were having the luxury to have the computer at their home. Okay, and mobile devices was also not much available for everyone, and at the time those mobile devices were used only for making a call, no internet surfing on the mobiles. So the number of devices in 20 years back were limited, and the people who were accessing it, they were accessing in a specific area, and to secure that, for example, a firewall was sufficient, or whatever the antiviruses at that time were available, those were sufficient for making the security of the network, because not much of the advanced viruses were invented at that time, but whatever the security system was there, that was sufficient for the networks. As the time passes, new devices, new technologies, new applications came in the market and emerged with the existing network, or we can say internet. Like before that, when somebody was accessing network, that was just in a office or in a some environment or in some specific area they were accessing. Clear? Later, users were accessing the internet on remote locations, and they were using, then for making the security they had to use VPNs, and more devices emerged like smartphones, laptops, or IoTs nowadays, means whatever the devices we are using at our home appliances devices, even we are able to access them on internet. They are having an IP and we can access them remotely or from outside. Okay. So those devices exponentially are growing day by day. Clear? So, and we are accessing number of applications or huge number of data from the clouds as well. So the boundary of the security for all these devices, or the employees right now, number of devices employees are also bringing with them at office, and security is also need to implement for those devices as well. So the number of devices are increasing, huge data is just passing through the networks or internet, so the security of number of devices increased, and whatever the devices are created by the vendors, they are not putting too much concern on the security of the devices. Not all of the companies are much aware, yes, they should keep the security very high. Okay, that's also creating a huge trouble and creating an opening, we can say, a huge area for attackers, hacker or cyber criminals, those who can attack on our systems, on our network data centers, on our clouds, on our web servers. Okay. So those are just continuously are increasing, and this increasing the number of devices and the data is also giving a huge opportunity to the hacker and attackers as well. Clear? And as I already discussed this thing in my first day slides, the number of devices are emerging in the network is just growing in a huge, we can say, multiplications, exponentially it is growing. You can see in 2000 world population, that was in purple color, and the connected devices are in pink color, was just only 6.3 billion, and the devices was connected just only 0.5 billion devices were connected at that time. And you can see the number of the population or the population of the world is just gradually increasing, not much, but as compared to the population, the devices are increasing in with a rapid speed. Like in 2020 it will be around 50 billion. Okay guys, so that means huge networks, huge traffic, huge devices are emerging in our existing networks or internets what we are using. Clear? So the security of those things is also a major concern for the companies, just to providing the security for all these things, because number of devices are emerging. So being a desktop engineer or network engineer, system administrator and network administrator, IT professionals, security professionals or different we can say profession in the ITs. We have to deal at our level with these different devices, technologies and applications. Okay. For example, you are a network administrator, so just you have to deal with the router, switches or servers, that can be a web server, application server, email servers, okay, or cloud, your network engineer, cloud, data center. Some you have to manage also some smart devices. It can be your phones, your pad, that can be multiple things you have to manage, okay. And being a security guys, you have to manage some like firewalls, IDS, IPS, some services for managing the identity of the users, okay. VPNs related configuration you have to do and manage how those things are working, okay. In this way you have to deal with different things, and security is required for at every level. And with the existing knowledge, if you know what type of attacks happening on different devices, on different applications, on different servers, OS, then it will be helpful for you and your organization to making the secure network, okay. So it can give you a very complementary skill with the existing one. Uniquely you can make your career just after doing ethical hacking or just pen testing and security auditing, or if you want to go in specific security side, okay, then definitely these things, number of things, because ethical hacking will provide you the number of tools which you can use to find out the vulnerability, where the loopholes in already existing network, and with that vulnerability you will use some tools to exploit those vulnerability, but with the permission of some concerned authorities, okay. That's the main task of ethical hackers. And when you are having that much of the knowledge, that means it's just opening your mind, it's just giving you a different thought how the attacks are working, because once you know the different side of the security, you can make more secure your network. As said in IT security, those who are the hackers, they can secure their network in a better way, okay. So these things like ethical hacking are opening a new place for the different guys working in ITs at different positions, that can really helpful for them, because the strength of the chain is in the weakest link. Security is not the headache or responsibility only of the security professionals. Security is the responsibility of each and every person. We cannot blame just only on the security guys. You haven't implemented this thing, you didn't do this thing, and then we got some attack. Because we can create patches for some vulnerabilities, for software, some devices, for operating system, but there is no patch for the humans. So for the humans, only one thing is applicable: learning, having the knowledge of those things, what you have to do in a particular situation, how to find out where are some weakness in our existing system, then you can make it very secure. Okay, so this is really a very wonderful skill set which will give you a lethal combination for your network professional career, your IT professional career, and for different profession in the IT field. So guys, I just really want to know one thing about your point of view related to ethical hacking. I am totally against of the black hat hackers. Okay, I want everyone should learn it, but for securing the network, how you will be able to secure your network, that's what I want. So please also share your point of view. If you have learned something or you experienced something, I want to hear from you guys. And tomorrow I will discuss with you, if you will learn ethical hacking, what are the opportunity you will able to encash, what type of jobs you can get, and how you can make your career in the field of cybersecurity. Okay, and how many jobs are opening, how many manpower are required in this field. Okay, because huge shortage of manpower in the specific field. So guys, for today, that's what I wanted to share with you. Okay, and tomorrow I will discuss with you about what are the opportunity you will get after learning ethical hacking. See you tomorrow. Namaste.